In thunder, lightning, or in rain.
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won, that will be ere the set of sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath, there, to meet with Macbeth.
I come, Grey Malkin.
Haddock calls.
Anon.
Fair is foul and foul is fair.
Hover through the fog and filthy air.
What bloody man is that? He can report to Smithby's plight of the revolt of the new estate.
This is the sergeant, who like a good and hearty soldier fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend. Say to the king the knowledge of the broilers thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel, for to that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him from the western isles of kerns and gallows glasses. And fortune, on his damaged cross smiling, showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak for brave Macbeth. Well, he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel which smoked with bloody execution. Like valor's minion carved out his passage till he faced the slave.
bad forbid, weary Silvernight, 9 times 9 shall he dwindle, peak and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest tossed. Look what I have.
Show me, show me!
Here I have a pilot's thumb. Wrecked as homeward he did come.
A drum, Macbeth doth come. The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about, thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace, the charms wound up.
So foul and fair a day, I have not seen.
How far is it called to forest? What are these so withered, so wild, and they are tired that look not the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on it? Live you, or are you what men may question? Shh! You seem to understand me. By each shall once her choppy finger lay upon her skinny lips. You should be women, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so.
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Glant.
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor. All hail Macbeth, who shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner, who you greet with present grace of great prediction, of noble having, and of royal hope, that he seems wrapped withal. To me you speak not. And if you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain shall grow and which shall not, speak then to me, who neither begs nor fears your favors nor your hate.
Hail, hail, lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier. Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth. All hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more. By Sinel's death, I know I'm Thane of Glass. But how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman. And to be king stands not within the prospect of belief, no more than to be Cawdor. Well, say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles as the water has, and these are them. Whither they vanish?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind.
Were such things here as we do speak about, or have we both eaten the insane root which takes reason prisoner?
Your sons shall be kings.
Oh, you shall be king.
And Thane of Cawdor too. Was it not so?
The self-same tune in words. Who's there?
The king has happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads of thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and praises do contend, in which should be thine nor his silence with that. And in viewing over the rest of the self-same day, he finds thee in the stout Norwegian ranks, afeared nothing of what thyself didst make strange images of death as thick as tale can post with post. And everyone did bear praises in his kingdom's great defense and poured them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee.
And for an earnest of greater honor, he bade me, from him, hail thee, Thane of Cawdor, in which addition hail most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Dane lives yet, but of the heavy judgment bears the life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did line a rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both did labor in his country's wrack, I know not. But treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Glass. And the Thane of Cawdor too. The greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not wish Your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them.
That trusted home might yet incline you to the crown beside Thane of Cawdor. 'Tis strange, and often to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths. They win us with honest trifles to betray us in deepest consequence. Cousins, a word, I pray you.
2 truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial fiend. I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, then why do I yield to that suggestion, whose horrid image unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder is yet but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise, that nothing is but what is not.
See how our partner is rapt.
If chance would have me king, why, chance may crown me without my stir.
New honors come upon him like our strange garments, cleave not to their mold, but with the aid of use.
Come what come may, time and the hour run through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, stay upon your leisure.
I do forget. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered, where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced. And at more time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts, each to other.
Very gladly.
Until then enough. Come, friends.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly, he confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life was like believing it. He died as one that had been studied in his death to throw away the dearest thing he owed as 'twere a careless trifle.
There's no art to find the mind's construction in the eye. He was a gentleman on whom I had built an absolute trust. My worthiest cousin. The sins of my ingratitude even now are heavy on me. Thou art so far before that swiftest wing of recompense is slow to overtake thee. Would thou hadst less deserved, that the proportions of both thanks and payment would have been mine. Only I have left to say, more is thy due than more than all can pay.
The service and loyalty I owe, in doing so pays itself. Your highness' part is but to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state, children and servants, which do but what they should by doing everything safe towards your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee into a labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, thou hast no less deserved, nor must be known, no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
My plenteous joys, wanton in fullness, seek to hide themselves in drops of sorrow. Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are nearest, know that we will establish our estate upon our eldest Malcolm, which we name hereafter Prince of Cumberland, which honor must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness like stars shall shine on all deservers. hence to Inverness and bind us further to you.
The rest is labor, which is not used for us. I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful the hearing of my wife with your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
The Prince of Cumberland. That is the step on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not your light see my black and deep desires. The eye winketh at the hand, yet let that be what the eye fears when 'tis done to see.
True, noble Banquo. He is full so valiant, and in his commendations I am fed. It is a banquet to me. Let's after him, whose care has gone before to bid us welcome. It is a peerless kinsman.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air into which they vanished. Whiles I stood, wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with Hail King that shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart. Farewell. Glons thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, or without the illness should attend it. What thou wouldst highly, thou wouldst thou holily. Wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou wouldst have great love, that which cries thus thou must do, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. Is not thy master with him, who word so would have informed for preparation?
So please you, 'tis true. Our Thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who almost dead for breath had scarcely more than would make up his message.
We'll give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here. Fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctuous visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnish smoke of hell. That my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, Ho, ho. Great Glons, worthy Cawdor, greater than both by the all-hail hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in the instant.
My dearest wife, Duncan comes here tonight,
And when goes hence?
tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my fame, is as a book where men may read strange matters. To beguile time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. He that's coming must be provided for. And you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall, to all our nights and days to come, give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
This castle hath a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses.
This guest of summer, the temple hunter, Margaret does approve. By his love, humanity that the heavens' breath smells wooingly here. No jutty, frieze, buttress, nor coin advantage, but this bird hath made its pendant bed and procreant cradle. Where they most breed and haunt, I observe, the air is delicate.
See, our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometime is our trouble, which still we think is love. Herein I teach you how you shall bid God ill just for your pains, and thank us for your trouble.
All our service, in every point, twice done, and then done double, were poor and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad wherewith your majesty loads our house. For those of old, and the late dignities heaped up to them, we rest your hermits.
Where's the Thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at his heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but his great love and his sharp spur hath helped him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs themselves and what is theirs in compt, to make their audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Give me thine hand. Conduct me to mine host. We love him dearly and shall continue our graces toward him. By your leave, hostess.
If it were done, when 'tis done, for well 'twere done quickly. If the assassination could travel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all. Here, but here upon this bank and shore of time, we'll jump the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions which being taught return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poison chalice to our own lips. He's here in double trust. Who first, as I'm his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, then as his host, who should against the murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office, that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a naked newborn babe striding the blast, or heaven's cherubim, horse to the sightless couriers of the air shall throw the horrid deed in every eye that tears shall drown the wind. Blech. I have no spur to prick besides my intent, only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have won the golden opinions from all sorts of people that would be worn now, and their newest gloss not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale with what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeared to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest the ornaments of life, or live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would like the poor cat in the attic?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast wast then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then appear, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. Yet I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail,
We failed. But screw your courage to the sticking place, and we'll not fail. When Duncan is asleep, whereto the rather shall his day's hard journey soundly invite him? His two chamberlains will I with wine and wassail so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death, what cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted metals to compose nothing but males will not be received when we have marked with blood those lonely two of his chamber, and use their very daggers that they have done it.
Who dares receive another, as we shall make our greaves and clamor roar upon his death.
I am settled, and bend up every corporal agent to this terrible deed. Away, and mark the time with fair show. False face must hide what false heart doth know.
How goes the night, boy?
The moon is down. I have not heard the clock.
And she goes down at 12.
I think it is later than that, sir.
Hold. Take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven, and their candles are all out. Take this too. A heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. O merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword. Who's there?
A friend.
What, sir? Not yet at rest. The king's abed. He hath been in unusual pleasure as of late, and sent forth great largesse to your offices. By this diamond, he greets your wife withal. by the name of the most kind hostess, and shut up in measureless content.
Being unprepared, our will became the servant to defect, which else should free have wrought.
All's well. I dreamt last night of the 3 great women.
I think not of them. Yet, if we can entreat an hour to serve, you would spend it in some words upon that business, if you shall grant the time.
To kindest leisure.
If you shall cleave to my consent, when 'tis, it shall make honor for you.
So I lose none seek to augment it, but keep my bosom franchise and my allegiance clear. I shall be counseled.
Good repose the while.
Thanks, sir. The likes to you.
Forbid thy mistress, when my drink is ready, shall strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me, handled toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling, as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat-depressed brain? I see thee yet in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshalest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and upon thy blade indulging gouts of blood, which was not so before. There is no such thing. It is this bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Well now, o'er the one-half world, nature seems dead. Wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep, and withered murder, alarmed by his sentinel, the wolf, whose houses walks thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm set earth, hear not my steps, which they may walk, for they fear thy very stones prate. And take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. While I threat, he lives words to the heat of deed, too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is an knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark! Peace. Was the owl that shrieked. The fatal bellman, which gives the sterns good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charge with snores. I have drugged their possets, that death and nature do contend about them whether they live or die.
Who's there? What? Who?
Alack, I'm afraid they have awakened and 'tis not done. The attempt and not the deed confounds us. Hark, I lay their daggers ready. We could not miss them. Had he not resembled my father as he slept, I had done it.
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl's shriek and the cricket's cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now,
As I descended.
I,
Hark, who lies in the second chamber?
Donalbain.
This is a sorry sight. one did laugh and sleep, and the other cried murder, that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, and they did say their prayers, and addressed them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, God bless us, and amen the other, as they had seen me with these hangman's hands. Listening their fears, I could not say amen when they did say God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways. So it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more, Macbeth does murder sleep. The innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the raveled sleep of care. The death of each day's life, sore labors by the balm of heart, mind, chief nourisher, and life's peace.
What do you mean?
Still, it cried to all the house, sleep no more. Cawdor has murdered sleep, and therefore Glamis shall sleep no more, Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy Thane, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickly of things. Go get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hands. Why did you bring the daggers to the place? They must lie there. Go carry them and smear the sleepy grooms with blood.
Oh, I am afraid to think on what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Firm of purpose, give me the daggers. The sleeping and the dead are but as pictures. It is the eye of childhood that fears a painted devil. If he do bleed, I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, for it must seem their guilt.
Whence is that noise? How's it with me, when every noise appalls me? What hands are here? They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's oceans wash this blood clean from my hands? No. This hand will rather the multitudinous seas incarnately, making the green one red.
My hands are of your color. My shame wear hearts so white. Fear not, entirely for shame. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy it is then. Your constancy hath left you unattended. Moreover, put on your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know what I have done,
come hither, for stealing out of a French hose. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock. Never quiet. What are you? This place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I had thought to let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon, anon, I pray you. Remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed that you do lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing till the session hot, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
And what three things does drink especially provoke?
Mary, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink can be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him and it mars him. It sets him on and it takes him off. It persuades him and disheartens him, makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him asleep and giving him the lie leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
That it did, sir, the very throat on me, but I requited him for his lie, and I think, being too strong for him, though he took up my legs sometimes, but I made a shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring? Our knocking has awakened, here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy thing?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him, and I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll take you to him.
I know this is but a joyful trouble for you, but yet is one.
The labor we lighten physics pain. This is the door.
I will be so bold as to call on him, for it is my limited service. Goes the king Henson?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lie, our chimneys were blown down, and as they say, lamentings heard in the air, strange screams of death. And prophesying with accents terrible of dire combustion and confused events, no hatchet to the woeful time. The obscure bird did clamor the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverish and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Horror! 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 No tongue, no heart cannot conceive nor name thee!
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke ope the Lord's anointed temple, and stole thence the life of the building.
What's it you mean, the life?
He knew his majesty.
Approach the chamber, and destroy your sight with a new croton. Do not bid me speak, see, and speak for yourself. Awake. Awake! Ring the alarm bell! Banquo and Malcolm Donalbain, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look upon death itself. Up! Up and see the great tomb's image! Banquo and Malcolm, awake! Rise from your graves and walk like sprites to countenance this horror. Ring the bell!
What's the business? Such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house. Speak!
Gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I could speak. The repetition on a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Banquo! Banquo, a royal master's murder. What will pass? What's in our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, I prithee contradict thyself and say it is not so.
I would died an hour before this chance. I had lived a blessed time. For from this instant, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees is left this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are, and you do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source is stopped.
Your royal father is murdered.
Oh? By whom?
Those of his chambers, it seems, had done it. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood. So were their daggers which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, I do repent me for my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate, and loyal, and neutral, and furious in a moment? Well, no man. The expedition of my violent love outran the pauser, the reason. Well, here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, whose gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There, the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart, courage to make love known?
Help me, Hans. Ho!
Look to the lady.
Why do we hold our tongues and both may claim this argument for ours?
What should be spoken here? For our fate, hidden augur will may rush and seize us. Let's away. Our tears are not yet brewed.
Nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady. When we have our naked frailties hid that suffer an exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work and know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God, I stand against the undivulged pretense. I fight of treasonous malice.
So do I.
So all.
Let us briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well contented.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them to show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. Out to England.
To Ireland I, our separated fortune should keep us both the safer. Where we are, there are daggers in men's smiles. The near blood, the near bloody.
This murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted in our safest ways to avoid the aim. Therefore, to horse, and let us not be dainty in leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
Mother, thou seest the heavens troubled with man's act, threatens his bloody stage. By the clock 'tis day, and yet dark night strangles the traveling lamp when living light should kiss it. Is it night's predominance or day's shame that darkness does the face of the earth entomb when living light should kiss it?
'Tis unnatural, even like the deed that's done. On Tuesday last, a falcon towering in her pride of place was by a mousing owl hawked at and killed.
And donkeys' horses, a thing most strange and certain, beauteous and swift, the minions of their race, turned wild in nature, broke out of their stalls and flung out, contending against obedience as they would make war with mankind.
'Tis said they eat each other.
They did so. To the amazement of mine eyes, I looked upon it. Here comes good Macduff. How goes the world, sir, now? Why, see you not? Is it known who has done this more than bloody deed? Those that Macbeth hath slain? Alas, the day would good could they pretend.
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Against nature still, thriftless ambition will raven up. Thine own life's means that 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth. He is already named, and gone to Scone to be invested. Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Colmkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin, all to fight.
thou hast it now. King, Cawdor, Glamis, all as the weird women promised, and yet I fear thou playedest most foully for it. It was said it would not stand in thy posterity, but myself would be root and father of many kings. Now if there come truth from this, as upon thee, Macbeth, where their speeches shine, why by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope. But hush, no more.
Here's our chief guest.
He had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
We hold a solemn supper tonight, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
We should have else desired your good advice, which still hath been both grave and prosperous in this day's council, but we'll take tomorrow. Is it far you ride?
As far, my lord, as we fill the time. Quick sister and supper, go not my horse the better. I must become a bar the night for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We here are bloody cousins, not confessing their cruel parricide, and feeling their hearers with strange invention. But of that tomorrow, when therewithal we shall have cause of state craving us jointly. Hie to horse, adieu till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you.
Aye, my good lord. Time does call upon us.
And so I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night, to make society the sweeter weather. Ourself will till supper time keep alone. While then, God be with you. Sirrah, a word with you. Attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the house gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in that royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There is none but he, whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He tried the sisters, when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, put a barren scepter in my grip, thence to be rich with unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan, have I murdered. But rankers in my vessel of peace only for them. Mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man to make them kings. The saints of Banquo kings! Rather than so, come, fate, into the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Go to the door, and stay there till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Now then, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he, in times past, who held you so under fortune, which you had thought been our innocent self. This I made good to you. Past in probation, how you were born in hand, how cross, the instruments, who wrought with them, and all things else that to half a mind in a notion craze, say, thus did Banquo.
You made it.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you will let this go? Are you so gospeled as to pray for this good man and for his issue who hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
I, in the catalogue ye go for men, as hounds and greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, shows, water rugs, and demi-wolves are kept all by the name of dogs. Well, the valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, everyone according to the gift which bounteous nature hath in him closed, and whereby he does receive particular addition from the bill that writes them all alike. And so of men. Now then, if you have station not in the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I will put that business in your bosom whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who wears his health, but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect.
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world.
And I, another, so weary with disaster and tugged with fortune that I would set my life on any chance to mend or be rid of it.
Both of you know Banquo is your enemy.
True.
So is he mine. And in that bloody distance, where every minute I was being thrust against my nearest of life, and though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will about it, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I must not drop, yet where this fall die myself struck down, and thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Your spirit shine through you. Within the hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourself. The moment on it, for it must be done tonight, and something from the palace. Always thought that I require a clearness, and with him, to leave no rubs nor botches in the work. Fleance, his son, who keeps some company, whose absence is no less material to me than his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart or come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
Or come to you straightly. It is settled. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it finds heaven, must find it tonight.
Is Banquo gone from court?
Aye, madam, but does return again tonight.
Say to the king I would tend his leisure for a few words.
Madam, I will.
Not had. All is spent. Our desire is got, but without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy, and by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor malice remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint. Both the worlds suffer, and we will eat our meals in fear and sleep in the affliction of these dreams that shake us nightly. We'll better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace. than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Who Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. No steel, no poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle my lord, sleep o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I love, and so I pray to you. Grant your remembrance to Banquo. Present him eminence, both with eye and tongue. Unsafe the while, that we must lave our hearts with these flattering strings, making our faces visitors to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Oh, full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Know you Banquo, and his flames lives.
But in them, nature's copy is not a term.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable, then be thou jocund. Ere the back hath flown his cloistered flight, ere the pale Hecate's sullen, the shard-born beetle with his drowsy hums hath placed night's yawning peal, there'll be done the deed of dreadful night.
What's to be done?
Will be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand, counsel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wings to the rooky woods. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse when night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelest at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, come with me.
But who did bid thee join us?
Macbeth, he needs not our mistrust. He delivers to us and what we have to do to directions just.
Then stand with us. The west yet glimmers with some streaks of day. Now spurs the lated traveler apace to gain the timely inn. And near approaches the subject of our watch.
Hark, I hear horses.
Give us light there, up.
Then 'tis he. All others within the note of expectation already are in the court.
His horses go about.
Almost a mile, but he does ceaselessly, so all men do from hence to the palace gate to make it their walk.
A light, a light.
'Tis he.
Stand to it.
Will we rain tonight?
Let it come down.
Fly, good friends, fly! Come here, Macbeth.
Who did strike out the light? The sun is fled.
We've lost best half of our affair.
Well, let's away and see how much is done.
The table's full.
Here's the seat reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is that news, your highness?
Which of you has done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou cannot say I did it! Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit! Worthy friends, my lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. I pray you keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passions. Feed and regard him not. Are you a man?
Aye! And the bald one that dare look on a sight that might appall the devil.
Proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. These flaws and starts, impostors to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire authorized by her grandam.
Prithee, see there! Behold, look, lo! What say you? Why, what care I? Thou canst not speak to. If charnel houses and our graves must send those we bury back, our monuments shall be the moss of kites.
What quite unmanned in folly?
If I stood here, I saw him.
Fie for shame!
Blood hath been shed ere now. In the olden time, ere the humane statute purged the gentle wheel. Aye, and since too, murders have been performed, too terrible for the ear. The time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. Now, they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My royal lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, drink. Give me some wine. Fill, full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss, would he were here. To him and all we thirst, and all to all. Abad! And quit my side! Thy blood is cold! Thy bones are marrowless! Thou hast no speculation in those eyes that thou dost glare with!
Think of this, good peers, but as a thing of custom. It is no other, only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare? I dare! Approach thou, like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, the harkened tiger. Take any form but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble. Or, to the desert, dare me with your sword. If trembling there I inhabit, protest me, pay me ever down. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery. Aye, so being gone, I am a man again.
You have displaced the mirth, broke the good meeting, with most admired disorder.
Can such things be? And overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wondering. You make me strange. Even to the disposition that I hold, now that I behold, you can keep the natural ruby of your cheeks, when mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you speak not. He grows worse and worse. Question only enrages him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Oh, good night and better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move, trees to speak. Augurs and understood relations have, by magpies, choughs, and rooks, brought forth the secrets man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with the morning. Which is which?
How say thou Macduff denies our person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them, but in his castle I keep a servant feed. Tomorrow I will, and betimes I will, to the weird sisters. More shall they tell me. for I am bent to know, by the worst means, the worst. All causes shall give way. I am in blood, stepped in so far, that were I to wade no more, returning were as tedious as go o'er, strange things I have in head, that will to hand must be acted, ere they may be scattered.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, well to bed. This strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear which wants hard use. We are but young indeed.
Why? How now, Hecate, you look angry.
Have I not reason? Belgians as you are, saucy and overbold? How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth, and riddles and affairs of death, and I, the mistress of your charms, the close contriver of all harms, is never called to bear my part, or to the glory of our art. But which is worse? All you have done hath been but for wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who, as others do, loves for his own ends and not for you. But make amends now, get you gone, and at the pit of Akron meets me in the morning, thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spells provide, your charms and everything beside. I am for the air! And this night I'll spend unto dismal and fatal end. Great business must be wrought ere noon, upon the corner of the moon, where hangs a vaporous drop profound. I'll catch it ere it comes to ground. And those distilled by magic sleeps shall raise such artificial sprites, by the strength of their illusion shall bring him to his confusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bury hopes of wisdom, grace, and fear. And as you all know, security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark! I am called, my little spirit see. Sits in a foggy cloud and stays for me.
Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again.
My former speeches have a hidden part which can interpret farther. Only, I say, things have been strangely born. The gracious Duncan pitied in Macbeth. Marry, he was dead. The right valiant Banquo went at walking too late, which you may say, but pleaseth you, fleance killed, for fleance fled. Men must not walk too late. And who could not want the thought how monstrous it was for Malcolm and for Donalbain to kill their gracious father? Damned fact! How it did grieve Macbeth! Did he not straight in pious rage the two delinquents tear that were slaves of drink and thralls of sleep? Was that not nobly done? Aye, and wisely too, for 'twould have angered any heart alive to hear the men deny it. And that, I say, he has borne all things well. And I do believe that had he Duncan's sons under key, as an't please heavens he shall not, they should find what 'twere to kill a father, so should fleance. But peace, for from broad words and because his presence failed at the tyrant's feast, I hear Macduff lives in disgrace. Sir, can you tell where he bestows himself?
The son of Duncan, from whom this tyrant holds the due of birth, lives in the English court, and is received by the most pious Edward, with such grace that the malevolence of fortune nothing takes from his high respect.
Thither Macduff has gone to pray the holy king upon his aid, to wake Northumberland and warlike Seward, so that with the help of these, and him above to ratify the work, we may again bring to our tables meat, sleep to our nights, be free from our feasts and banquets' bloody knives, do faithful homage and receive free honors, all which we pine for now. This thought hath so exasperated the king that he now prepares for some attempt at war.
Sent he to Macduff?
He did, with an absolute sir, not I. The cloudy messenger turns me his back, and comes as who should say, you'll rue the day that clogs me with this answer.
And that will might advise to a caution to hold what distance his wisdom can provide. Some holy angel fly to the court of England and unfold this message ere he come, that a swift blessing may return upon this our suffering country, under a hand accursed.
I'll send my prayers with him.
mewed. Thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Harper cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Wound about the cauldron go, and the poison entrails throw. Told that under cold stone, days and nights hath 31. Sweltered venom sipping got, boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillet of the fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, maw and gulf of the ravined salt sea shark. Root of hemlock, dig it in the dark. Liver of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat and slips of yew, slivered in the moon's eclipse. Nose of Turk and Tartar's lips. Finger of birth, strangled babe, dish delivered by a drab. Make this gruel thick and slab. Add here to a tiger's chaudron for the ingredients of our cauldron. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with the baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
Oh, well done. I commend your pains. And everyone shall share in the gains. Now a bell that your cauldron sing, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you pretend.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret, black, and midnight hags, what is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess, however you come to know it. Answer me, though you untie the winds and let them fight the churches, though yeasty waves swallow and confound navigation up, though raised corn be large and trees blown down, though castles topple on their warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their foundations to their heads, though the treasure of nature's germ tumble altogether, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak, demand. We'll answer. Say if thou hadst rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call him. Let me see him.
Pour in sow's blood that hath eaten her 9 furrow. Grease it hath swim for the murderers, give it into the flame. Come, high or low, thyself in office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy sight. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Whate'er thou art, for thy good caution, thanks. Thou hast harped my fear all right. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more
more potent than the first.
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But I'll make assurance double sure, and take a bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What's this that rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon his baby brow the rounded top of sovereignty?
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be quiet, and take no care in shapes who prince or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquish me until great burning wood to high Dunstan Hill shall come against him.
Unfix his earthbound root. Sweet Boldmans, good. Rebellious dead never rise to the wood of Burnham rise. And our high-placed Macbeth shall live the least of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet, my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if thou art can tell so much, will Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied! Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you! Let me know! Why sings that cauldron? What noise is this?
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! Thy crown to sear mine eyeballs, and thy hair! Thy gold-bound brow is like the former, and the third is like the first. Filthy hags! Why do you show me this? Another yet? What? Will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Start eyes. The 7th, I'll see no more. And yet, an 8th does appear, who bears the glass, and some I see that 2 full balls and treble scepters carry. Horrible sight! Now I know 'tis true. For the blood-bolted Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What? Is this so?
Aye, sir. Oh, this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazingly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his sprites. Show the best of our delights. I'll charm the air to give a sound, while you perform your antic round. So this great king may kindly say, our duties do his welcome pay.
What? Are they gone? Let this pernicious hour stand I accused in the calendar. Come in, without there.
What's your grace's will?
Saw you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Accursed be the air! They're on me right! And damned all those that trust them. I did hear galloping of horse. Who was it came by?
'Tis 2 or 3 that come to bring you word. Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Time my dread exploits. From this instant, be the firstlings of my heart, the firstlings of my hand, and even now, to crown thoughts with axe, be it thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line. No boasting like a fool, this deed I'll do before this path is cool. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom. To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little as the wisdom where the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest cuz, I pray you school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the seasons. I dare not speak much further on this, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves. When we hold rumor from what we fear, yet we know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea, each way and none. I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, and I'll be here again. Things at their worst will come to a cease, or climb upward to what they used to be. My pretty cousin, blessings upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I am so much a fool. Should I stay any longer and be to my disgrace and your discomfort, I take my leave at once.
Sarah, your father's dead. What will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What, worms and flies?
With what I get. I mean, and as do they.
Poor bird. Thou'dst never fear the net nor line, the pitfall nor the gin.
Why should I, Mother? Poor birds, they're not set for. My father is not dead for all you were saying.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I could buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy him to sell again.
Thou speakest with all thy wit, and yet in faith with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors who swear and lie?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And all that swear and lie must be hanged.
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swears are fools. For their liars and swears enough to beat the honest men and hang up them.
How God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If my father were dead, you would weep for him. If you should not, it's a good sign I should quickly be getting a new father.
Poor prattler. How thou talkest.
Bless you, fair dame! For I am not to be known. Though in your state of honor, I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here, hence with your little ones. To fright you thus methinks I am too savage. To do you worse were fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you. I dare bide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now that I'm in this earthly world where to do harm is often laudable. To do good, sometime accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say I have done no harm? What of these faces?
Where's your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified as such as thou mayest find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain.
Oh, what, you egg, young fry of treachery?
She has killed me, mother. Please, I pray of you.
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast to mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfallen birthdom. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, and it
and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust. Oh, and my desire all content impediments would overbear that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such a one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It hath been the untimely emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings. Yet do not fear to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty and yet seem cold. The time you may so hoodwink. We have willing dames enough. Surely there cannot be that vulture in you that will to devour so many as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
With this, there grows in my most
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile. See who comes here?
my countryman, but yet I know her not.
My ever-gentle cousin, welcome hither.
I know her now. Good God, the times remove the means that make us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself, cannot be called our mother, but our grave.
where nothing but who knows nothing is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made, not marked, where a violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy. The dead men's knell is scarce asked for who, and good men's lives expire, before the flowers in their cap dying, or ere they sicken.
Relation, too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker. Each minute seems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why, well.
And all my children?
Well, too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace.
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them.
Be not a niggard of your speech, how goes it?
When I came hither to transport the tidings that I have heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out, and it was, to my belief, witnessed the rather, for that I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is a time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distressors.
Be it their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us old Seward and 10,000 men, an older and a better soldier, none that Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer that comfort with the like, but I have words that would be howled out in the desert air where hearing should not latch them.
Well, what concern they, the general cause, or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess the heaviest noise that ever—
I guess at it!
Your castle surprised, your wife and babe savagely slaughtered. And to relate the manner whereon this quarry of these murdered deer would add the death of you.
Merciful heaven! What man, never wear your hat upon your brows, give sorrow words, the grief that does not speak, whispers the overfought heart, and bids it break.
All my children.
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I from thence, my wife killed too.
I have said.
Be comforted. Let us make medicines of our great revenge to cure the—
He has no children! Oh, did you say all? Oh, how kite all of my pretty chickens and their dame in one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so! But I must also feel it like a man. Such things that were so precious to me I cannot remember. Did heaven look on and would not play their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee! Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger, blunt not the heart, enrage it.
I could play the woman with mine eyes, and the braggart with my tongue, but heaven hath cut short all intermissions. Front to front, bring myself in this fiend of Scotland, and within my sword's light set him, and if he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on his instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long and never finds the day.
I have 2 nights' watch with you, but can perceive no truth in your reports. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise. Upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close.
How came she by the light?
Why, it stood by her. She has light by her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her to continue in this a quarter of an hour. Yet here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks. I'll set down what she says to satisfy my remembrance more strongly.
Out, damned spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why then, it's time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie, a soldier and a feared. What need we fear who knows it when none can call our power to account? Yet who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What will these hands ne'er be clean? No more of that, my lord. No more of that. You mar all with this starting.
Go to, you know what you should not.
She has spoke what she should not. I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she has known. Yet here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia could not sweeten this little hand.
What a sigh is there. The heart is sorely charged.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
Pray God it keep, sir.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet I've known those who have walked during their sleep, yet died holily in their beds.
Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you again, Banquo is buried. He cannot come out on's grave.
Even so?
To bed. To bed. There's nothing at the gate. Come. Come! Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed. To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds through death pills will discharge their secrets. Mourning she, the divine and the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance and keep sight upon her. So good night. Remind she is mated and amazed my sight. I think but dare not speak.
Good night, good doctor. The English power is near, led on by Malcolm, his uncle Seward, and the good Macduff. Revenge is burning them, for their dear causes would to the bleeding in the grim alarm excite the mortified man.
Near Burnhamwood shall we meet them. That way are they coming. Who knows if Donalbain be with his brother?
For certain, sir, he's not. I am file of all the gentry. There is Seward's sons, and many unrough youth that even now protest their first of manhood.
What does the tyrant?
Great Dunsinane he strongly fortifies. Some say he's mad. Others that lesser hate him do call it valiant fury. But, for certain, he cannot buckle his distempered cause within the belt of rule. Now does he feel his secret murder sticking on his hands. unruly revolts upbraid his faith breach. Those he commands move only in command, nothing in love. Now does he feel his title hang loose about him like a giant's robe upon a dwarfish thief.
Who then shall blame his pestered senses to recoil and start, when all that is within him does condemn itself for being there? Well, march we on, to give obedience where 'tis truly owed. Meet we the medicine of the sickly wheel, and with him pour in our country's purge each drop of us.
Or so much as it needs to do the sovereign flowers and drown the weeds. Make we our march towards Burnham.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all. Till Burnham would come to Dunsinane, I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know hacked. Give me mine armor.
'Tis not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Send out more horses. Scare the country round. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me mine armor. Doctor, how does your patient?
Not so sick, my lord, as troubled thick coming fancies that keep her from rest.
Cure of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased? Pluck from the memory a rooted soul. Erase out the written troubles of the brain, and with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuffed bosom of that pale stuff which weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs! I'll none of it. See, put mine armor on. Give me my sword. life. If thou couldst, doctor, cast the water of my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health, I would applaud thee to the very echo that should applaud again. So put off, I say, what rhubarb, sign, or what parketed drug can scour these English hence? Hear'st thou of them?
Aye, my good lord. Your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it after me. I will not fear death and bane, till Bunham Wood come to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand the chambers will be safe.
We doubt it nothing.
What wood is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host, and make discovery air in report of us.
Each to scorn. Here, let them lie, till the famine and the old eat them up. Were they not bought with those that should be ours, we might have met them, therefore, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. What is that noise?
'Tis the cry of women, my lord.
I have almost forgot the taste of fears. Time has been, my senses would have cooled to hear night shriek, and my fellow hair would at a dismal treatise rouse and stir as life were in it. I have supped full with horrors and direness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a work. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. Creeps. This petty pace, from day to day, the last syllable of recorded time. And all of our yesterdays have lighted fools the way dusty depth. Out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious, my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, though I know not how to do it.
Well say, sir.
As I stood my watch upon the hill, I looked down toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Fire and slay!
Let me hear your breath of enough! But within this 3 mile may you see coming, I say, a moving grove.
Dost thou speak, sir? From the next tree shalt thou hang alive till famine cling thee. If thou speak truth, I care not. If thou dost for me so much, I pull in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like trust. Fear not, till Burnham Wood come to Dunsinane. And now a what? Come toward Dunsinane. If this she vouches does appear, there's no lying edge nor tarrying here. I begin to be wary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone. Ring the alarm bell! Blow, wind, come, rack, at least we'll die with harness on our back.
Now near enough, your leafy screens throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall with my cousin, your right noble daughter, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon what else remains to do according to our order.
Fare you well. If we do not find the tyrant's power tonight, let us be beaten, if we cannot fight.
Make all of our trumpets speak. Give them all breath, those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
They have tied me to the stake. I cannot fly, but bear-like must fight the cause. that was not born of woman. Such a one am I to fear, or none.
What is thy name?
Thou wouldst be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou callest thyself a hotter name than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself cannot pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest, poor tyrant. With my sword, I'll prove the lie thou speakest.
Thou wast born of woman. Swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn. Bets by a man as of a woman born.
Dissuade the noises. Tyrant, show thy face! If thou be slain, and with no stroke of mine, my wife and children's graves will haunt me still. I will not strike at wretched kerns whose arms are higher to bear their staves. Either thou, Macbeth, or else myself with an unbattered edge shall I sheathe my sword again undeeded. There thou shouldst be by this great clatter. One of the greatest notes seems brooded. Let me find him, fortune, and more I beg not.
This way, my lord. The castle's gently rendered. The tyrant's men on both sides do fight. The noble thanes do bravely in the war. Today almost itself professes yours, and little is to do.
We have met with foes that strike beside us.
Enter, sir, the castle.
Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword? Whilst I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
Turn, hellhound, turn.
Of all men else I have avoided thee, but get thee back. My soul is too charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou bloodier villain than terms can give. Out!
Thou losest labor, as easy mayst thou the entrenchant air with thy keen sword. Impresses make me bleed. I bear a charmed life, which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm, and let the angel that thou still hast served tell thee, Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
Cursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it hath cast my better part of man. Be these juggling things no more believed than Paul to advance in a double sense, keeping the word of the promise to our ear, and breaking it to our hope. I'll not fight thee.
Then yield, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time. We'll have thee as our rare monsters are painted. on a pole, and under it, here you may see the tyrant.
I'll not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet and be baited with the rebel's curse. Though Burnham would become to Dunsinane, and thou boast, being of no woman born, I will try the last. Before my body, I lay my warlike shield. Lay on Macduff, and damned be he that first cries, "Hold, enough!"
I would the friends we miss were safer eyed.
Some must show off, and yet, by these I see here, so great a day as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble daughter.
Your daughter, my lord, has paid the soldier's debt. Though she only lived but till she was a woman, the which no sooner her prowess confirmed that on the unshrieking station where she fought, but like a soldier she died.
Then she is dead.
Aye, and brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by her worth, for then it hath no end.
Had she her hurts before?
Aye, on the front.
Why, then, God's soldier be she. If I had as many sons as I have hairs, I would not wish them to a fairer death. And so, her knell is nulled.
She's worth more sorrow, and that I'll spend for her.
She's worth no more. They say she fought well and paid her score, and so God be with her. Here comes nearer comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold where stands the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's worth, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland! We shall not spend a large, expensive time before we reckon with your several loves and make us even with you. My thanes and kinsmen, henceforth, be earls, the first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do, which would be planted newly with the times, is calling home our exiled friends abroad that fled the snares of watchful tyranny, producing forth the cruel ministers of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen, who, as 'tis thought, by self and violent hands took off her life. This, and what needful else that calls upon us by the grace of grace, who will perform in measure, time, and place. So, thanks to all at once, and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned at stone.